Alright, what's going on, y'all? This is Black Universe. So this video is for my artists and my R&B singers. Anybody that do anything with their vocals, I wanted to recommend a recording package. You know, for anybody that's looking to start recording at home and save some money from going to the studios. Because anybody that know me, I always recommend that you record at home, so that way you have that power and that control, more of that control over your music. Because I've been recording myself for like 10 years now, and I used to go to studios. I don't go to studios no more. But anyways, I wanted to recommend this package. Now, this is not the ultimate recording package, but it's definitely good for when you're getting started. I actually started using this and I gave it to one of my artists, and they use it now. They record it and they send the songs to me, and I mix it and shit. But you know, you get decent quality from this recording package. So actually not on here, and I'm shocked. Looks like you're currently. Oh, okay. I was about to say. Now the crazy thing, when I first started recording, I didn't have too much guidance on this. I had kind of like learned as I went, because when I first started recording, I was using a USB mic, and I don't know how USB mics sound now, but back then I wouldn't that wasn't really the best thing to use, but it still saved money from going to recording at studios and stuff like that. But nowadays it's like this shit is like, it's not that expensive to actually start recording yourself, so you don't really have to necessarily use a USB mic like I started out using. But eventually I switched to things like this and shit. So these are some of the recording packages. As you can see, you got 1,800, 2,000. Now you do not need to spend that much when you starting out buying a studio. I mean, when you're starting a studio at home and shit. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm gonna show you why I'm not recommending some of the stuff on here, because the package that I recommend actually has speakers that come with it. So let's get to it. Boom. This recording bundle is from PreSonus. Okay. Big fan of the software, and it comes with software. I use Studio One. I feel like I don't think nothing's fucking with Studio One when it comes to recording music. It's very easy and simple to learn. I learned it real quick. And before I was recording in Studio One, I used to use a program called Cool Edit Pro. That program was easy to use too, but that was so many years ago I used that. It's probably people that's still out there that use that program and shit, but today I'm recommending Studio One. I'm not recommending Pro Tools, because I don't feel like Pro Tools is something that you can learn that quick, you know, once you start to record at home. I feel like Studio One is very easy, because a lot of shit with Studio One, with as far as like applying effects to your vocals and shit like that, it's just a matter of drag and drop. So, you know, it's very simple and shit. But so when you're starting a recording studio, right, I'm gonna go ahead and just name off the main things that you need. Number one, you need a computer. Now, if you have a Micro Center or a Best Buy, you know, wherever you live at, you can go into them and just tell them, hey, I'm trying to start recording music at home. They'll recommend, you know, the process, because the processor and RAM is the most important thing when it comes to recording. You know, you want at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can get away with 4 gigabytes, but if you're gonna be mixing your own music, I recommend 8 gigabytes. If you were doing like what one of my artists do, they record themselves and send it to me. You know, they have like a computer with like 4 gigabytes and a real slow processor, but since they not mixing, you know, they just recording and laying down vocals, it's they can do that. But I recommend 8 gigabytes. When it comes to processors, you want at least as far as Intel, you want an i5 and up. As far as the AMD, you want a Ryzen. You could probably use a Ryzen 3, but again, I recommend a Ryzen 5 and up. But if you go to Micro Center or I was gonna say Big Lots, Best Buy, they'll recommend, what you need. Whether you decide to get a desktop or a laptop. If you feel like you're gonna be traveling when recording, I recommend getting a laptop, because that way, if you got people that you can just pull up on them and record them. And that's an extra way of making money. But I'm gonna get into that in a minute. So after the computer, you need an audio box, and this is and it's funny because it's called audio box, but it's an audio interface. This is one of the ones I started out with. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was the first audio interface I ever had, when I started recording. This is a good one. Again, all this stuff I'm recommending is to get you started. As you learn to get better, it's best you're gonna eventually upgrade from all this. Because again, I don't use all this stuff, but if you just making music at home and you just want decent quality to throw out there and put online until maybe eventually you can get to better recording, this will do you fine for some years. But this is the audio box. So this is your so just in case some of y'all don't know, this is the sound card for the computer. Because if you try to record with the sound card that's built in on the computer, you're gonna have issues. The only way you would be able to use that is if you was using a USB mic. But this is the purpose of this is just to give you more clean recording. This is basically the studio, because you hook your mic up to these and you hook your speakers up and stuff in the back. So after you get the interface, the next thing is, of course, the microphone. This is the microphone that comes with this package. It's a decent microphone. Is it the best microphone in the world? Hell no. It's more mics that sound better than this, but it's decent. I believe this mic will beat out anybody that's recording with a USB mic. And if you're still using a USB mic, I said I was recording on USB mics 10 years ago. If you're still using USB mics from that long ago, you need to upgrade. It's time to upgrade. So you got the microphone. This microphone takes phantom power, and that's what makes this different from the USB mic, because this mic actually has electrical power going through it. That's what gives it the more high quality to the mic. So after that, you need speakers. These speakers are good. Now, if you're looking to make beats, I wouldn't recommend these speakers. You can use these you can use them, necessarily, but you're not gonna get a lot of low end on them as far as like making beats. I mean, depending on if you're making like hip hop beats, these speakers are they're perfect for like mixing vocals and stuff like that, because you don't really need heavy bass in your mixes and stuff like that when you're recording vocals and shit. But if you're looking to rap and make beats, I wouldn't recommend these speakers. I probably would recommend getting some bigger speakers. Maybe, start off with these and then add some bigger ones down the line. But anyway, this video is for recording, so I'm going to get back on topic. So it comes with speakers. You got your cables. This is the mic cable to plug into that and plug in right there. You got the USB that powers up the box. You got headphones. I don't know how decent these headphones sound, but it's by PreSonus, so it wouldn't be terrible. But you really should be mixing on the speakers. But if you are going to be mixing in the headphones, I probably would recommend down the line upgrading the headphones and stuff like that. But whatever you do, as far as like mixing or playing back, whatever you do as far as this, the only way you're gonna get good is you're gonna have to compare whatever you're using and put other songs from more professional artists on there, and that's how you're gonna learn your equipment and stuff like that. Because I can tell you to upgrade this, but if somebody has a good ear, you probably wouldn't have to upgrade none of this shit because you can really get good with it. But that's the best thing to do, is to start with this and really, really learn this and stuff like that. And because it's real easy, And the purpose of me making this video, I'm just trying to save some of you money, because I know a lot of you out there, you making, well, you know what, let me I'm kind of skipping ahead, but let me finish what I was talking about on here and shit. But this is pretty much everything you need to start recording this shit. You got the software, and I want to go get off of this. The price is $300. So now I can go back into what I was just saying. So all I'm trying to do is save you money as an artist, because a lot of you as artists, you're going to the studios, and I know some of y'all are spending at least around that every month. Some of y'all might be spending more than that. You out here, you buying beats, or you're not buying beats because you can't afford them, but you know what I mean, because you spending all your money on studio time, and then you paying for music videos. So I know that it can get very, very expensive as being an artist. And as you invest in all this money and you chasing this dream and you're not getting nothing out of it, it's very likely that you quit. But if you can save some money, you might be more likely to not be so much frustrated with the music, or more likely to quit. Because I've been doing music for so many years. I don't rap as much as I used to, but I started off as a rapper, and now I make beats and shit like that. But even if I don't necessarily make music at any moment, if I get inspired, I can record and start recording, and it don't cost me no money to do that, because I've already spent the initial money to buy the equipment. So as you can see, $300 to start recording yourself at home. Like I said, some of y'all are already spending that in the studios and stuff like that. So if you invest into recording yourself, and the reason why I'm saying invest in recording yourself, because I'm gonna be honest with you, the easiest thing to probably learn is to record yourself. Making beats is just, that's not easy. That's gonna take time. I'm still learning. I've been making beats for 10 years, and that takes time. Recording yourself, it don't really take that long. Let me see. Shooting music videos that's a task too, because that's kind of hard to do by yourself. You know what I mean? If you want your videos to look a certain way. So the easiest way to save money if you're becoming an artist is to record yourself at home. So that way you can at least afford to make beats. Afford to buy beats and then pay for music videos. And now you don't have to spend that money going to the studio. Or you can learn how to record yourself, and you can make beats with this equipment too. You know what I mean? If you're going to use the mouse and the keyboard from the computer, or you can buy you a keyboard. But it's definitely possible to make beats too if you want to, and then you would just have to worry about paying for music videos. But if it was one thing that if you had the choice to say, okay, I want to save some money somewhere, I would go with definitely recording yourself at home. Because you got to think about it. You're an artist. Imagine somebody that likes to draw pictures, and they're going somewhere to pay for, they're paying to use a spot to draw pictures and stuff like that. Like, you're an artist. As an artist, you're going to have times when, you're going to be inspired to do something, and now you're not going to be able to do it right there at that moment. And it's been plenty of times I come up with something, and if I don't record right there and then, and I wait the next day, it don't sound the same as it did when it first hit me and shit. So, who wants to be coming up with something and you need to get it out, and then you gotta wait 2-3 weeks for, a session and shit, so. And another thing too, we all know that it's a lot of rappers out here, a lot of us, we love making music, but a lot of us, the music's not gonna go nowhere for us. So at least if you wasted all that time you didn't waste that much money, you know, because there's a lot of people, a lot of artists that's going to studios, and you know, it's may not never happen for them that they become this famous rapper, or you know, some of y'all going to these studios and your music don't even sound good, but you constantly going to the studios, and you know what I mean. It's like, who has time to be wasting money and playing like that? You could be at home, you know what I mean, wasting that time and shit like that. You feel me? At least you'll save some money in your pocket and shit. So, I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say. Another thing too, when it comes to recording yourself and stuff, you don't have to be a professional to do this, because once you start venturing off in this, you'll find out that it's things in here that make recording easy for you. Like when I started off recording, nobody never complained about the quality, because you got things in the program like presets. And if you don't know what a preset is, it's basically it's settings it's mixing settings that's saved in the program. So, you know, if you're trying to EQ your vocals, it may be a preset that you can use that may EQ your vocals, you know what I mean, perfectly, so you don't have to do any shit, you know what I mean? So, but of course, you would have to have an ear for that, you know what I mean? So, that's why I say, if you start recording yourself at home, go listen to, you know, you listen to the radio all the time, so you have an idea of what music's supposed to sound like. So you just got to compare that to your shit. But there's also software out here too that I just learned about that'll mix your vocals for you. So, you know what I mean? But if you use that and go between presets and shit, you'll start getting the hang of it and shit. Like, learn to record yourself. I honestly would say, if you stick with it, within 6 months, you'll get better and better and better. Like beat making, like I said, I've been making beats for 10 years. And I'm still learning shit. But like recording your vocals, it don't take that long to, you know, to learn how to do that and shit. So yeah, so that's pretty much it though. But this is the recording package I recommend. But you know, get out there and look. It may be something cheaper than this, but I didn't want to recommend something that I never used before, because this is something that I actually use. So I'm aware of how it sounds and shit. So, you know, man, I don't understand it. As an artist, I couldn't be bothered with dealing with, you know, the studio shit, especially if you up and coming. Not if you a professional. Like, that's different. When you become a professional artist and you sign to a label and shit, you gonna be busy. You ain't got time to be sitting at home recording yourself. You gonna always be on the road, so you're gonna have to go to studios and let other people do that. But right now, as you're up and coming, you're not dealing with that type of shit. So you got plenty of time. You got nothing but time. So you should be recording yourself. I just could not imagine. I couldn't imagine having to, you know, something I love to do, and I get inspired to do it all the time, and I gotta wait or limit it because I gotta wait to get in the studio and shit. Like, you know what I mean? And think about too how think about the advantages you're gonna have over other artists. You know, an artist is going to the studio however many times they can afford. They're recording 2-3 songs out that month, and you know, me at home, it takes me I can record a song in 2 hours. You know, so imagine if I'm home all day. I've been recorded 5 or 6 songs in one day, and this other artist only recorded 3 songs in a month. You know, so it's a lot of advantages to having your own studio equipment and shit like that. So, you know, so check this out. It's the ultimate bundle. It's basically everything you need besides the computer. I recommend you get it so that way, you know, you can start making music on your time, and you can stop, you know, going to producers saying, hey, I can't afford. Now you got a little money you can save. You can afford that beat. You know what I mean? Instead of downloading off of YouTube and not paying for it, you can now actually save a little bread from going to the studio and buy that beat, or, you know, buy that music video. And nothing against anybody that's that has studios and stuff like that. If you want to go to a studio, go to a studio. This video is not for people that want to go to a studio. This video is for somebody that want to start recording at home. This is my opinion. It's up to you if you want to believe it or not, you know. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I think I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover about this and shit, you know. But if you want to, in the comments, you know, throw out, you know, some how y'all feel about going to studios or recording yourself at home, or any questions you got or about the equipment I'm showing you right now. Feel free to leave it in the comments. This Black Universe. Catch y'all in the next video.